Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're stepping into something really unique. Not just a place, but almost a living philosophy. We're talking about Castleguard. It's this world that's been crafted with, well, incredible detail. Every custom, every stone, it all seems to point back to this one core identity. Okay, let's unpack this. Our goal here is to quickly get to the heart of Castleguard, using the sources you've gathered. We want to see what makes it tick and how all these different pieces actually fit together.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is this sheer depth right from the start. It's literally called an administrative backbone. We're looking at a central region, about 5,250 square miles, population around 9 million, and their whole philosophy is summed up as hold the line so others may grow. Very focused. Their color is white, signifying, purpose, clarity. Even the land itself feels reliable. Think broad, rolling plains, slow rivers, some woodlands. And this terrain creates these really fertile valleys, perfect for grain. The climate's temperate, warm summers, snowy winters. Oh, and the Royal River actually cools things down a bit in summer. It all feels very ordered, very stable.
Okay, so stability and order seem key right off the bat. Given how detailed this all is, I'm really curious about the foundation of their society.
Right.
How do they structure things? What's maybe the biggest surprise about their social setup?
Well, the most striking thing, I think, is that it's this highly structured, almost bureaucratic class system. And this is the kicker, it's not based on birthright, not hereditary nobility like you might expect. Instead, it's all built on service, on proven merit, and loyalty to institutions.
Wow. That's a huge departure from so many traditional models. So how does that actually work? I mean, is it really possible for anyone to move up, or are there still catches?
Advancement is definitely possible, yeah, but it's very regulated, formalized. At the top, you've got the banner lords. They lead districts or guilds, big strategic roles, but they're appointed for life based on service, not born into it. Below them, you have guild stewards and council clerks. That's your middle class, handling logistics, records, the day-to-day stuff. Then there are the forge folk. And that name itself is important. It's meant as a term of respect, showing dignity in labor. These are your blacksmiths, farmers, builders. They take real pride in their work. And for those outside the guilds, the unaligned, they have fewer civic rights, that's true. But crucially, there are actual reform programs designed to help integrate them.
So families must be really focused on their lineage, but in terms of their service or guild line, right? Not just blood.
Exactly. They're very lineage conscious, very duty bound, often tied to specific guild lineages. You might hear names like the Red Breaks for Mason families or Quill Hands for scribes. Marriage can often be strategic, to keep influence within a guild, but folk stories do celebrate love matches too. And formative for kids, these guild pairings. It's like a formal mentorship that starts around age 10, guiding them into apprenticeships. It's as important as family. And to track all this, scribes keep meticulous honor records. Every big achievement, every award, even punishments, they all go into the family's civic ledger. It creates this deep sense of legacy and accountability.
Okay, so that structure is incredibly ingrained, but how does that order and duty translate into just daily life? What does it feel like to live there? Let's talk customs, culture, food even.
Oh, it's everywhere. Greetings, for instance. It's a formal hand-to-heart gesture, and then you state your station, like quill hand, second, pen, a South Bend. Titles are used way more than first names in public. Even meals have rituals. The eldest or highest ranking person eats first, then everyone else raises their fork in this silent thanks to the builders of Castleguard, acknowledging the past, And a huge milestone for young people is the insignia ceremony. Getting that first official pin from your mentor, it's a really big deal. A symbol of your place, your duty.
And you mentioned something earlier about public apologies.
Yeah.
That sounds fascinating. It's not shameful.
Right. That's what's so insightful. If you mess up, you might actually go to the town square, toll a bell, and publicly state how you'll make amends. And the key is that act is seen as honorable. The failure isn't the mistake itself. It's refusing to acknowledge it and fix it. It completely reframes responsibility.
That really reinforces the whole collective idea, doesn't it? Everyone's invested in upholding that line.
Precisely. And you see it in things like the seasonal cleanings before equinoxes, too. Families clean house, polish their insignia, cities get swept. It's this collective ritual of pride and renewal. If we connect this to the bigger picture, how does this intense order show up in something like, say, their food? Well, the cuisine is hearty, lots of herbs, savory flavors, often with these interesting sweet and sour notes. Think river fish pie, really robust, or crust torn roast, maybe with apples, and their staple grain, gold grain, apparently it faintly glows at dawn, so you might have gold grain pouring.
Sure, you could read. Seriously.
Yeah, just faintly, according to the sources. Adds a bit of magic to the mundane, right? And for feasts, maybe copper goose stew? These copper geese are apparently quite fierce river birds, almost sacred in local stories. Common crops are things like cabbage, carrots, leeks, apples, potatoes. Flavors come from dill, mustard seeds, cider reductions, cream sauces. Very grounded but flavorful. Clothing, practical, durable for every day, but always, always with insignia pins, guild, district, family. Ceremonial gear gets fancier. Embroidered sashes, high collars, maybe stained glass color themes. And their motto is just nail it. Hold the line so others may grow. Stone breaks not when braced. Order before glory.
And the slang.
Oh yeah, like by the banner is a serious oath. Toll the blast means let's get serious, focus. And using forge folk is genuinely respectful for working class people who've earned their place.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The actual government and how they defend this whole system. How is Castleguard run? It's a centralized bureaucracy, right? Called the High Assembly of Banners, based in the capital, Stoneward. And this assembly is big 100 elected delegates, 10 from each district covering trade, military, faith, civil stuff, plus seats for every recognized guild.
Correct. And the head, the first steward, isn't a king. It's a non-hereditary role, term limited. More like a chair, a symbol, than a powerful executive.
And making laws, it's not just a simple vote, is it?
No, definitely not. Laws get drafted by committees, debated thoroughly, then passed by a seal vote. That means it needs not just a majority, but actual sigil approval from 3 branches: civil, defense, and public welfare. It's like a living machine, as the source calls it. It's slow, meticulous.
They intentionally trade speed for integrity.
Exactly. That says so much about their values. They'd rather be slow and right than fast and potentially wrong. It suggests this deep belief in order being built carefully, brick by brick, for long-term stability. It's not about quick wins.
Right. So internally, it's all checks and balances.
Yeah.
But what about protecting themselves from the outside? Their philosophy is hold the line. How do they actually do that militarily?
Well, their defenses are formidable. Walled cities, huge keeps, signal towers, using this complex bell code relay system. Even aqueduct towers double as watch posts. It's defense built into the infrastructure. These fortifications aren't just practical, they're constant, visible reminders that order needs defending.
And the army itself.
It directly mirrors that philosophy. The main force is the white line, highly disciplined infantry, experts in shield walls, urban defense, very formalized training. Then you have the elite bannered guard for ceremonies and key posts. The iron horns are cavalry, riding those crest horns we mentioned, mostly for patrols and parades. And the river march controls the vital waterways. And crucially, every rank, from recruit to general, has to pass both tactical and moral exams. Integrity is just as important as fighting skill.
So their strategy isn't aggressive conquest.
Not at all. It's defensive discipline. Hold and reinforce. They absorb attacks, focus on tactical restraint, control the rivers, use those bell code relays for quick coordination. They even study written military doctrines almost like scripture.
Are there famous military legends?
Oh, yes. Tales like the Silent Wall, a unit that supposedly held a pass for 17 days straight, or oath steel, legendary swords passed down, embodying history and duty. And then there's the myth of the 13th bell. It's this forbidden bell high in a tower that supposedly only tolls if Castleguard is truly about to fall. It hasn't rung, they say, in over 300 years. It gives you chills, right?
Definitely. Okay, let's shift to the economy and the spiritual side. Again, I'm guessing it's all tightly integrated with this theme of consistency and professionalism. Their economy seems driven by essentials: farming, administration, skilled crafts, and it's all regulated by those guilds we talked about.
Absolutely. Castleguard is the breadbasket, mainly due to that gold grain. Azima, the wider region, relies on them for it. They're also huge in logistics and record-keeping, scribes, couriers, census takers. They're apparently so good that other places actually outsource admin work to Castleguard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Plus, they produce top-notch construction materials, stone, brick, and things like stained glass, civic jewelry for ceremonies. And, interestingly, they export trained people, stewards, accountants, judges sent to other regions.
And their money. Is this straightforward?
Well, it's multi-layered. You've got standard coins like copper sigils, silver braces, gold crowns, but then there are internal ledger tokens just for guild use, and stamped vouchers for more formal deals. All the official currency has the assembly seal and these embedded threads that glow faintly under special civic lanterns, an anti-counterfeiting measure. It shows just how controlled everything is. And those guilds, again, stone binders for building, quill mark for records, bell hands for timekeeping and signals, hearthwise compact for food, laborium for general crafts, they're everything. Trade associations, social clubs, political blocs, apprenticeships are formal, oaths are binding. Breaking a guild bond is a huge disgrace.
It makes sense that this order would extend right into their spiritual beliefs, too.
It does, completely. They worship a sort of civic pantheon. Key figures are Elvarian, god of law and duty, Seredra, goddess of justice, and Dorum, spirit of memory and ancestry. But they see them more as eternal archetypes, guiding principles, not really as, physical beings intervening in the world. Worship is very institutionalized, but it's not forced on anyone. Your actions, your contribution to society, that's considered devotion.
So the priests have civic roles, too.
Exactly. The clergy are called stewards of the veil, and they're also scribes, judges, historians, bellkeepers. Higher-ups, the archivars, manage the big cathedral archives and maintain harmony between government, guilds, and faith. Daily life has these little rituals woven in, like the toll of intent, a quick bell chime before you do something significant in public, or scroll blessings just touching a parchment when entering a civic building, and monthly ancestor invocations, lighting a white flame for remembrance.
And big festivals.
They have them, but they embody ritualized harmony, not wild celebration. The binding day for contracts and marriages. Ledgers rest in winter, when record-keeping stops for quiet reflection. And the parade of bells in spring, all about civic renewal with bells chiming across the cities. It's all very dignified, purposeful.
It really is remarkable. Every single piece, we've looked at the food, the army, the class system, the religion, it all just hammers home this single identity. Castleguard as the administrative backbone, holding that line, creating that stability so others can grow. Even the names and titles reinforce it. Defender of the Rampart, Pillar of Stone, the Silent Wall, Oath Steel. Each one echoes that core purpose. What does this all mean?
Well, it's this incredibly coherent vision of society built on order, duty, and collective effort. But thinking about it, this raises an important question, I think, for you listening. In a world where every detail seems engineered for a greater purpose, where do you find your own gold grain? What's that essential thing, that core principle or contribution that helps your own community or your work or maybe just your own life truly thrive?